Welcome to another edition of the Wranglers Roundup, talking Northern Arizona Wranglers football with Coach Les Moss and the Wranglers broadcast team of James Poovey and Ed Cole. Let's ride.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome inside Rosa's Pizzeria here in beautiful Prescott Valley, Arizona. Another edition of the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup on the air. James Poovey coming to you live here alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Ed Cole. Ed, we got another roundup for him, and this one comes after a great win last Friday night against a very tough Vegas Nighthawks team.
James, you know when you go to Henderson, Nevada, it's never going to be an easy victory, and it was not an easy victory last Friday. This team had to gut out a victory. One of those defensive battles, 36-27. It's rare to see, but you're seeing it more, these lower scoring games in the Indoor Football League, which tends to let me know that defenses are getting a lot better and there's a lot more parity in the Indoor Football League, James.
Well, the parity that you mentioned is always great to see, and now that these teams have had, let's say, 5-6 games now under their belt, they're really starting to gel together, especially on the defensive side of the football, and we're seeing it all over the league, as you just mentioned, Ed.
Yes, and the pressure that they were able to put on DeQuan Neal all night long, James, impressed me. For 60 minutes of football, they never let up on DeQuan Neal. They pressured him all night long, sacked him twice, and held Vegas to less than 200 yards of offense.
0 positive rushing yards for the Vegas Nighthawks last Friday night, Ed. Very impressive showing from the defense. And we talk about the offense.
As a matter of fact,
came to play as well.
-9 yards rushing, if you really want to get technical about it.
-9 yards rushing overall for Vegas. And then our offense did a great job as well. Garrett Kettle was almost unstoppable. No interceptions. Huge part of the victory on Friday night.
13 of 21, very efficient. 13 of 21, 96 yards, 3 touchdowns. And as you mentioned, the most important thing, no turnovers, no interceptions.
Absolutely right. We talked about it the week before. Ball security had to be at the top of the list, and definitely that was a priority last Friday night up in Henderson, Nevada. We'll take a short timeout. We got a big show for you here, folks. When we come back, we'll visit with head coach Les Moss, and after we talk with the main man for the Northern Arizona Wranglers, we'll visit with wide receiver / running back Jarrod Ware Jr. We're going to figure out exactly what position he's going to fall into. He's one of those ATHs that we like to talk about, Ed. This guy can do it all. And then we'll also visit with defensive end, defensive lineman, call him what you will as well. He's a wrecking ball up front for the Wranglers. Theo Majette manning the edge for the defense. I'm excited to talk to these guys here tonight.
Absolutely. They're sitting right there, beyond camera shot, so they are in the house.
They are in the house indeed. We're glad you joined us here tonight inside Rosa's Pizzeria. Stay with us. We'll take a short commercial timeout and come right back here for more Wranglers Roundup right after this. We welcome you back here inside Rosa's Pizzeria in beautiful Prescott Valley, Arizona. Another edition of the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup on the air. James Poovey coming to you live here alongside my broadcast partner, Mr. Ed Cole. We have Coach Les Moss joining us now. Coach, congratulations on the win Friday night. It was a hard-fought win. The Vegas Nighthawks really came to play, but you guys made more plays in the end and came out with the victory.
Yeah, it was. That was a tough week for us. We had 2 games in 5 days, and I was hats off to the players for, performing the way they did in Las Vegas after 2 tough road games.
So for you, what was the week of practice like before you got on the buses and headed to Henderson? What was it, a spirited week of practices coming off that loss to Bay Area?
Well, we didn't get back until Monday around noon. And we only practiced one day. We only practiced Wednesday. Players had to get their bodies back. The most important thing was the players getting their bodies back so they could perform on Friday night. That was a quick turnaround. So, but our practices our practice was fine. I mean, it was nobody likes to lose, and they responded well.
How was that quick turnaround overall, Coach? I mean, it kind of was a blessing in disguise to be able to kind of wash that Bay Area game out of our mouths and move forward here in the season, right?
Well, I mean, it's good to play a game as quickly as possible after a loss, but you don't wash a taste out of your mouth after a loss like that. I can tell you that. I'm looking forward to playing those guys again.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's coming quick, as a matter of fact, too.
Right. But that our guys did a good job of focusing and taking in the game plan with 1 day preparation. They did a great job of executing it for sure.
Coach, looking at your defense, holding DeQuan Neal and that Nighthawks team to 153 yards of offense. They pressured him all night long. The back end was solid. The up front was solid with Theo and Oromonte and Tremond and Justin Wisenhunt coming up the middle at the linebacker spot. You had to have been impressed by what your defense did.
Oh, I was very impressed. With Sapp Lynch and Daquan, they got 2 great runners, and I think they were -9 yards or something like that rushing. So no, the defense played lights out. They get constant heat on Neal, and they really didn't let him breathe. The touchdowns that they scored were scramble touchdowns. Big play scramble touchdowns where they were able to find somebody. But yeah, the defense played awesome.
And talk about your offense, Coach. Garrett Kettle came out, had a really nice performance. We were talking about his QBR. He ended up with no interceptions, which was really huge in the game after some trouble with ball security the week before in Bay Area.
Yeah, we definitely had trouble with ball security in Bay Area, but Garrett's playing good. I mean, he's doing a great job. All the young guys are starting to gel now. They've gotten their feet wet, in the indoor football game, and they're all starting to make plays, especially on the offensive side of the ball. They're coming together. They know where to line up. The spacing's good, and when we're playing like that, as long as we don't turn the ball over, we're going to be hard to beat.
When you look at it, it's so tough to win on the road in the indoor football league, especially to go into a hostile.
In any pro sport, it's hard to win on the road.
Yeah, especially in that place as many times as we've been there over the last 2 years, Coach.
Right. Yeah, it's tough to win any place on the road. Pro sports is pro sports, and home field advantage is real. So, but we learned how to win on the road this past week, and we got to continue that trek. So, it's a process, and you have to do it the first time. And then once you do it the first time, then, hopefully it snowballs.
So looking ahead, Coach, now the road trip continues. We head down to Pima County down south to battle the Tucson Sugar Skulls, a much improved team this season. What have you got a chance to look at from these guys so far?
Well, they are improved. Their defense is playing good. They're playing a lot of cover 2, a lot of cover 3. And they don't give you a quick read on exactly what it is. They don't give the quarterback a quick read on exactly what it is. And they got Carrington Thompson's playing at an all-league level, number 1 receiver. And they're a solid team. I mean, they got a great running back. They're a solid team. Their pass rush is good. So our work's going to be cut out. Another road game. We're looking forward to getting down there and mixing it up.
Coach, when you look at the scores from this league, are you surprised at the lower amount of scores compared to what it's been over the last couple of years as far as the outcomes?
Well, I think it's the way that teams are playing defenses. Defense now where sometimes they're dropping 6 or 7 guys into coverage, and that makes it hard to throw the ball down the field, to move the ball down the field, and it cuts down on the number of possessions. Teams are playing, 8 or 9 possession games instead of 11 or 12 possession games, and when that happens, the scoring goes down. So, I think that's exactly what it is. Teams don't want to get into shootouts. That's what it seems like to me. But I think the league is solid. I mean, it's a tough league on this side. It's a toss-up. Who's going to win on any given game day? So I know that it just seems like the Western Conference, that game last night between San Diego and Bay Area was just a couple point game. So it's good football. It's a lot of fun. I mean, it's going to go down to the wire. This thing is not going to be decided until the last week of the regular season, which is what you want.
Exactly.
I mean, that's what you want as a fan. That's what you want. You want parity. You want games to be down on the wire every week, and I think that's how this is going to be. And that's a lot of fun.
And I think that trickles down or trickles up in this case to the coaches and everything. I mean, it just makes everything more exciting. You're more excited to get prepared for every team. The coaching is outstanding throughout the league, and it's just a win-win all the way around.
Yeah, I agree. And the talent in the league this year is excellent. Oh. Everybody's got good players. The quarterback play is good. I mean, it's I haven't been in this league very long, but the quality play this year is excellent.
Yes, sir. Speaking of talent, what more can you say about Jarrod and Theo, the 2 young men we're going to bring on?
Well, they're doing a great job. Jarrod Jarrod is this is his first time playing in a couple years, and he's had his ups and downs, but man, he had a heck of a game the other night. I mean, I don't know how many times he touched the ball. It was a bunch, but when he gets it, he's violent with it.
So 11 rushes, 5 catches, 16.
Yeah.
Or so.
He really had a heck of a game, and Theo, we're so glad that we got Theo up here from down in the valley. He's done a great job. He's an emotional leader on defense, and a lot of fun to coach. I know that he is a lot of fun to be around.
Hey, that's a big time compliment, right there,
well,
Coach.
he just is because he's got energy, and it's always good energy.
And you want that on defense, right?
Absolutely.
You absolutely want it. You need a guy. You need a couple of those guys if you can get them.
We got to turn those dogs loose. Let them get after the quarterback.
Absolutely.
Absolutely right. Coach Les Moss joining us here on the program. Stay with us here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup. Coach, thank you so much for your time. Once again, we appreciate it. We look forward to seeing you again this Saturday night down there in Tucson against those Sugar Skulls. We'll be right back here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup for more Wranglers football talk. When we return, we'll visit with wide receiver / running back / do everything, Jarrod Ware Jr. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Ware does come inside. They fake the give to him. On the rollout, Kettle throws underneath. Ware wide open, makes the catch near side, numbers at the 5, and can waltz in across the goal line for a Northern Arizona touchdown.
We welcome you back inside Rosa's Pizzeria here in Prescott Valley, Arizona. The Wranglers Roundup on the air. Getting to visit after a wonderful win last Friday night in Vegas, up in Henderson, Nevada, against the Vegas Nighthawks. The Wranglers getting the victory 36-27, a hard-fought win. We're pleased now to have on set here with us running back Jarrod Ware Jr. I get it confused, Ed, because this guy comes all over the field. He lines up in any kind of formation, and all of a sudden he's getting a jet sweep, and then he's going on a 9 route down the field. I can't keep track of him. Jarrod Ware Jr. joining us here. How are you, my man?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me.
Well, we appreciate you coming on with us. We're excited. 3-2, you guys are playing well. You're starting to really come together. How much fun are you having being a Northern Arizona Wrangler? That's the first question I got.
Man, it's been great. Honestly, it's been a life-changing moment being out here. It's been a blessing to have these people believe in me, these coaches believe in me. But other than that, everything out here has been great. It's a great city out here. A lot of support from the fans. A lot of things to do out here. A lot of things to see out here. So it's been great.
How has the acclimation process been for you, Jarrod, getting used to the indoor football league game as opposed to playing outdoors on a 100-yard field? Now everything's condensed and it's cut in half to 50 yards.
Right. Yeah, it's different. A lot of decision making is going to be a lot faster. When you're running the ball, going to have to make your decisions a lot quicker. A lot more decisive, kind of get upfield, north and south, not east and west as much. But getting acclimated, it's just been a matter of playing more games, seeing more reps and practicing more.
How have you been able to gel with your offense, and in particular Garrett Kettle, over such a short amount of time? You guys have really made some big plays, and the timing looks to be really in sync from what I've seen so far. How have you been able to gel quickly?
Yeah, like I was saying, it's going to come from reps. Each game, I think you've been seeing, we've been gelling a lot more, looking a lot more comfortable out there on the field. Our routes are a lot more precise. The quarterback's a lot more precise. But that just comes from reps. A lot of reps in practice. Mind you, this week we didn't have the chance to have that many reps. We only had one practice, but it came down to focus and believing in each other and, focusing on the details.
J-Dub, for you, what do you like about this offense that allows you to shine like you did on Friday against Vegas? What is it about the offense that when you get the ball, you can make things happen?
I think Coach Rod does a great job of putting us in position to make plays. That being in a way that we're comfortable in making them. He really shows our skills. I think that's been a great thing for me this year is he's been able to really showcase everything that I can do. He runs the ball, we pass the ball, we spread out the defense, and I think it's been really giving teams trouble just because everybody has their own set of skills that he's been able to exploit and been able to showcase.
How has it been for you to go up against this defense in practice every day? How has that made you a better offensive player? I mean, let's face it, those are the guys you get your most reps against. How have they made you better?
It's been awesome. You can't really ask for anything better than playing against the best defense in the league every day in practice. it just makes you better. You know, iron sharpens iron, so type of thing. It's great, you know, and then they're also learning as well. You know, they're new as well, so it's kind of impressive that they've been able to put together these performances with so little amount of games, even against veteran teams. So to say.
So when you get into a groove like you did on Friday, like with the 28-yard run, the one touchdown through the air and one through the rushing, when you get on the sidelines, I'm sure you're like, well, okay, defense, go ahead, hurry up, get a 4 and out so we can get back out on there so I can shine again. Is that how you feel when you see Theo and your guys on defense? You're like, okay, guys, hurry up, I want to get back out there and make more plays.
Absolutely, and honestly, it's a trust thing because I know they're going to do it. So it's more of I can't wait to get back out there and do it. Can't wait till you guys get that stop so I can go out there and stay hot.
Well, we appreciate you taking the time out here, and we look forward to you continue to produce like you've been doing. Is there anyone you want to give a shout-out to out there in the audience that might be tuning in tonight or that's been watching you play over the last couple of weeks?
Oh, absolutely. Shout out to my family, my mom, my dad. Thank you guys for pushing me to get to this point. And just shout out to everybody that's believing in me and watching me right now. Thank you.
Running back, athlete extraordinaire, call him what you will, Jarrod Ware Jr. here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup. We appreciate your time, my man. So nice to get to know you a little bit better, and we appreciate your time, and we look forward to continuing watching you play here throughout this season, which is really just getting cranked up right now, so a lot more football still to be played here. Yeah. Jarrod Ware Jr. joining us here. We'll step aside, take a short time out, and when we come back, we will visit with a defender. Theo Majette joined us here. He's the man on the edge for the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Stay with us. More to come when we return.
Neal an empty set. Shotgun snap. Blitz comes. Neal spins right into a sack as he's taken down by 2 different Wranglers. Wisenhunt had the blitz up the middle, so Neal tried to spin away, and he spun right into Theo Majette, who beat Isaac Jackson and Lou Chandler around the left side. Tough sack to take. No chance once Neal spun away.
We welcome you back here to Rosa's Pizzeria in Prescott Valley, Arizona, as a special guest just walks right up onto the set here. Looks like we got a Sugar Skulls fan there crashing the party. Oh, my goodness.
Hey, Greg Jones.
He's live right there, too, at the same time. We're pleased now to be joined by defensive lineman Theo Majette, former Arizona Rattler, joining us here now with the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Theo, thank you so much for taking the time. We have done nothing but enjoy watching you play football this season, and you look like you're having a whole lot of fun out there. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. It's always fun being out there on the field with my guys, you know. Just trying to help the team win any way I can, honestly.
What was the as far as getting into a new team, getting acclimated, getting to know your new brothers, your new teammates, your new coaches, new everything? What was that transition like for you once you got up here to Prescott Valley?
Honestly, yeah, that was probably like one of my biggest like worries when it came to the trade. But that I didn't, you know, that got fixed quick, you know. Met the guys. Honestly, we gelled super fast. Like, not just me getting into the team, but like the whole team as a whole. Like, we're a lot of the guys on the team my first year, so we kind of just pushed each other through it, you know, picked each other up, and you know, like I said, we gelled well, and I feel like it's showing on the field.
Take us back, Theo. When did that acquisition actually when did it happen? You got a text message, you reached out, they reached out, you heard about your guy called you, said, hey, you got to check this out up in Prescott. What happened?
It was funny because I was supposed to report to Phoenix on the 28th. I got to Phoenix on the 25th because my brother stays there, and I was just chilling. I was still working out, and then I was leaving the gym one day. I had just got out the shower really, and I got a call from the GM over there, and he just broke the news to me. It was a shock, but at the same time, though, it's funny. When he told me who I got traded to, I was a little bit sad, but I had like this smirk on my face.
Okay.
Because last year the D-line was super good. Was super good. It was crazy to watch. Like, I just felt like the guys last year, like Jaquan, Uric, and Tremont, I just felt like they just played with a motor, and it was like dogs getting let out of cage, like how that D-line was.
Yes. So you felt you might fit that mold, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like it was like sad because I had there's guys over there who I'm still cool with, but like on the business side of it, like the football side of it, I was super excited. Like I was shocked, but once I got past that, I was ready to get to work. Like I couldn't be more excited to get here. And then the city itself, Prescott Valley, I love it here. That was another question. Like, coming from Phoenix, I'm from Detroit, so like,
okay, quite a difference.
Yeah, like I'm from the city,
Sure,
so
sure.
Phoenix, I was kind of more used to like the fast pace. I didn't know much or anything at all about Prescott Valley, but when I got here and the scenery and the people and the fans, it was just, I fell in love with it. Like honestly, like I love waking up here every day. Honestly.
Well, that's got to be a good feeling, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah.
it's all about the day-to-day stuff. I mean, all the other stuff kind of comes and goes and everything, but you got to wake up in the morning. You got to go through that day yourself, and if you like where you're at and you like the people that you get to spend the day with, that's a huge help.
Yeah, like Coach brought up, my energy. It's like wake up. I get to see my guys. It's like there's always energy in the locker room. It's like as soon as you walk into the facility, it's like just energy everywhere. A lot of different personalities, and I know I'm always told I got a big personality, so. It was just like, it was just great. Like I really do love being here, like genuinely.
And he's big on the field too, Ed. We're going to take a look at some of that here right now.
Cue that up. So Theo, talk about letting the hounds loose. This defense has let the hounds loose. Number one scoring defense in the league. Your team leads the entire league in sacks. Tremont Lofton is tied for number one in sacks, 3.5 on the season.
Yep.
So it's got to be so much fun being a part of this defense, knowing that it can come from anywhere. It can come from you. It can come from Armand. It can come from Tremont. It can come from Justin Wizen up the middle, and the 4 guys back there in the back man in that secondary. I mean, it's hard to break through this defense.
Man, it's a beautiful thing, huh?
Yes, it is.
I love it. I love playing in it. I would say probably the most beautiful part about it is that like we are our own biggest competition. Like we'll be in a game and I'll make a play or Tremont make a play and it's like, damn man, I wanted that. And it's like, like we happy for each other, but it's like we know like like Kai right there, like any of us can make a play, and it's like who gonna get there first. And I feel like that's a driving force to like why we're productive.
So secondary back there.
Yeah, like we stay on each other. Like
everybody's hungry.
Yeah, we all hungry. Yep, we all hungry, and it's just fun competing. Like we check the stats throughout the week, and it's like I got more sacks than you. Like dang, you number one. Dang, I was just number 3. Like what happened? Like we pay attention to that. Yeah,
that's what you want. And that's what the coaches want to see too.
It's fun. It's
absolutely
that much more fun. Yeah. It's really a blessing to play in this defense, honestly. And Simpson has the most energy. Like you see him on the sideline, it's like he's on the field with us, like playing.
Well, we had a similar situation here last season with Coach Keefe. He was always bouncing around and brought a whole lot of energy on our defense. And it feels like Coach Simpson's just come in and filled that role magnificently, and still, knows how to turn these guys up when necessary.
Yeah, he does. And another thing is he listens to us as players. Like he understands his personnel. He's flexible, and he just makes it easy. Like we can go out and play fast. Like he puts in so much preparation throughout the week that it's like game day, whatever he calls or however, like we just take it and run with it, and we just execute his calls and just make it look like how he wanted it to look.
Can't ask for much more than that.
JP asked Jarrod how has the offense gotten better because of you going against them. How has you gotten better going up against that defense against that offense on a per game, on a practice basis to get you ready for games? Because there's so much talent on the offensive side of this football team.
Our hardest reps throughout the week are in practice. We get to the game. The game is easy. It's just like how football is. 1 or 2 lucky bounces, mistakes, but in practice, like when it comes to like matchups and all of that, it's tough. Like our offense, like with the receivers and the speed that we have and the guys we got up front of O-line, like in practice for sure. It's a grind. Definitely like Zach Thomas, Frank Ball, Justice Smith, like we don't normally see a O-line group like that in the game. Like when we get to the game compared to practice, we ready to go. And they say the same thing. Like we really, what is it? Iron sharpens iron. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's real over here.
And I played on the defensive side of the ball. I coached on the defensive side of the ball. And the first thing I realized in doing both of those things is that offensive line is an attitude position, and those dudes are bad up front. A lot of those guys, and if you play well up front on the offensive line, you're a bad man. And let me tell you what, that's some good competition to go up against every day in practice, and it's got to make you better.
Oh yeah, I gotta get my mind right every day for practice, every day. And I've been in this league. This is my second year. I've been on a couple teams, and I've said it. Look, we work hard here, like incredibly hard. Like, yeah, like, and it's the most beautiful thing about it is nobody complains. Honestly, like, we really work here. Nobody complains. It's like we just go, like, we grab a hard hat in our lunch pail every day and just go to work.
Everybody's rowing in the same direction, right?
Yeah, it shows. It shows. It's like I say, I'm happy to be here. It's a great fit. Like I said, you brought up the day I got traded. That was such like just a shock. But like I think back to that day, like wow, like God really had a plan for me.
He always does. He always does. He's the reason we're sitting here at this table right now, all three of us.
That's right.
And we're blessed to be doing so. Joined here by Theo Majette, defensive havoc wreaker, I would say, for the Northern Arizona Wranglers, joining us here on the program. Thanks so much, Theo. Great to get to know you a little bit and have you on the program here.
Thank you,
Stay
Theo.
with us. When we return, we will close out this edition of the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup right here. Stay with us. We'll return to Rosa's Pizzeria in Prescott Valley right after this. And it was a great show tonight. We had the pleasure of having Theo Majette on here with us. Always a pleasure to visit with him. He's got a lot of energy, and that's exactly what you want, especially on the defensive side of the football, because it's not a contact sport, Ed. It's a collision sport.
It is.
You got to have that mindset, especially if you play defense. And then Jarrod Ware Jr., what can you say about that guy? An offensive fire plug for the Wranglers.
Two stars of energy on offense and defense. You see this Theo, the way he just comes off those edges against those guards. He just blows right past those guys, and he's already in the backfield wreaking havoc against DeQuan Neal. And we'll see what happens on Saturday against when we go down to Tucson to take on the Sugar Skulls.
The Sugar Skulls are going to put up a fight. They are really having a good season as well under new head coach Curtis Chin down there in Tucson, and they're going to be a challenge as they've always been here against the Northern Arizona Wranglers.
Yes, they are. They will be. But I think this team is ready. They'll get some good practice in. Hopefully, a good week of practice compared to what they did against between Bay Area.
Hopefully, more than one day of practice like they got last week.
Yes,
right?
with a short work week. But we'll see. We'll be down there in Tucson. We'll be doing some broadcasting, James, and we'll get some wall-to-wall coverage, some exclusive coverage.
We will indeed. We'll have a new broadcasting locale there inside the Tucson Convention Center somewhere. But that information will be coming down the pipe here throughout the week. But we'll be on the air from the Tucson Convention Center with the pregame show right about, 5:45 on Saturday evening. That'll be
roughly
on the Northern Arizona Wranglers YouTube channel right here on this channel. And then we'll encourage you to hop on over to the IFL Digital Network for the call of the game with Pat Paris and Jay Gonzalez. But it's been a great show here, Ed, and it's been a fun one here.
Absolutely. From my first time at Rosa's, I can't wait to eat this pizza that's sitting right in front of us.
I know it's teasing us. It smells delicious. We're going to get on some of that here in just a minute. Thanks so much for joining us here tonight inside Rosa's Pizzeria for another edition of the Northern Arizona Wranglers Roundup. Once again, a reminder, Saturday night on the air at 5:45 p.m. on the Northern Arizona Wranglers YouTube channel for their pregame show right before kickoff between the Skulls and the Wranglers. Have a great week. We'll see you on Saturday night, and go Wranglers.
Go Wranglers.